Hello and welcome back. We're so glad you're here today. Come and join the Young Toddler group as we interact and play. My name is Tamika Reese, and I'll be your guide through this virtual visit. This month's theme, we're going to talk about insects and bugs. And today we're going to go do our parent-child interaction. We're going to talk about the family well-being, and we're also going to cover the development-centered parenting handout. All right, let's get started. So to begin our visit, we're going to go over the welcome song, and I'm pretty sure we've all gotten familiar with the welcome song. Everyone's doing it well. Just remember, this song is to help your child understand that it's time to do the activity, to get focused, to welcome them to I just welcome them to this learning activity that we're going to do together. So we're going to say, hello, 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 and how are you? I'm fine, and I hope that you are too. And my name is Miss Tamika. Then we're going to continue on with Miss Tamika's here, Miss Tamika's here. Hello, and how are you? And then I would answer, I'm fine, and I hope that you are too. And then you go on with, Mommy's here, hello, and how are you? And then Mommy would answer, I'm fine, and I hope that you are too. And then you're going to go along and do this with everyone that's going to be joining in the activity, so we can all get focused, welcome everyone in. And this is also something that is done in the classroom when they go to Head Start. This is kind of like a welcoming. Once they finish their breakfast or whatever, they have like circle time, and they welcome everyone into the classroom so they can all feel comfortable and get ready for their learning experience. So we're going to move on to our book for the day. So the name of this book is Backyard Bugs. As you can see, Backyard Bugs. And when we read our book, we're going to make sure we talk to our child about the different parts of the book. So we have the front of the book, the back of the book, and the spine. This is the spine that holds all the pages together. So again, the title of this book is Backyard Bugs. Okay, there's a lot of words, so I'm going to turn it this way. My bug house is always occupied. I watch the bugs for a while, then I let them go. At the end of the day, they need to go back to the bug world. I want to show you some of my favorite bugs. Come on, let's go on an insect safari. The mosquito is an annoying little bug that flies around damp places. It leaves itchy bites on your arms and legs. This is a mosquito. Another insect flying around the yard is a dirt bug, the fly. It's a dirty bug, the fly. It can land fast and take off faster than any other insect. So look, this is a fly. And turn the page. Ants are everywhere in the yard, and they live in ant hills. Ants use their antennas for their senses, their sense of touch and their sense of smell. The ant. Where there are flowers, there are bees. Bees collect nectar from flowers, from flowering trees and plants to make honey. Turn the page. See what other insects and bugs we can find. What is this? Here is a printed lady butterfly during all 3 stages of life, of the life cycle. The caterpillar eats and eats to prepare for its time in the cocoon. So then you have the butterfly. That it starts off as the caterpillar, it eats all the leaves, then it prepares itself in the cocoon, then it turns into a butterfly. Inside of the cocoon, the caterpillar transforms into a colorful adult butterfly. It's a beautiful butterfly. Miss Tamika likes butterflies. This is a dragonfly. It has 2 sets of wings to quickly move around. It can even fly backwards. Wow, I didn't know that dragonflies can fly backwards. This is a pink ladybug larva and a pink ladybug adult. Ladybugs eat other bugs. Farmers love them. Hold your nose. This is a stinky bug. It's a ground beetle and it lives under rocks. Thankfully, the wolf spider loves good mosquito snacks, so it keeps the mosquito population down. Now, do you see why I love bugs? They are all so interesting and unique. And imagine, they live right in your backyard and mine. The end. Backyard bugs. Hope you enjoyed that book. Now I'm going to show you some of these pictures of some different bugs that we have. So, what do you think this is? This is a fly. Look at that fly. It's on a donut. Flies really fast. And what bug we have here? We have an ant. See the ant? It's on a tree. What is our next bug? What is this? It is a bee. Look at that bee on the flower. Wow. Buzzing around. What's our next bug? This is a caterpillar, and the caterpillar turns into the butterfly. Wow. Wow, and we talk about all these bugs in our book. What is this bug? It's a ladybug. Ladybug. And lastly, we have the dragonfly. Remember in the book, it tells us the dragonfly can fly backwards. So those are just some pictures of some bugs that just wanted to show you. So if you have a chance, maybe you could take your child outside. Lately the days have been quite nice. And then just go kind of explore and look for some bugs or insects. And then make sure you take some pictures to your home visitor showing your child exploring and looking for insects. So maybe one thing you could do is go out on a nature walk, or just looking out your window and looking to see what type of bugs or insects you can find outside. So the activity for this week is entitled Pool Toy. So for this activity, you're going to need a shallow box. Like I have here is a shoe box. And then you're also going to need some string. I have some string here. So here, I have a box, and you're going to need some string for your toy. So just so you know, a safety tip for this activity is whenever you're making homemade toys, inspect them often for safety. Make sure there are no sharp edges around the rims that you can stick in the rim. Make sure there's no sharp edges. If you see them, cover them with tape. Check the size of the objects that you're using while you're doing this to make sure there aren't any choking hazards. And keep the pool toy short enough so that the child cannot wrap the cord around their neck. So remember, when you're doing this, don't make it an extremely long cord, because that can also become a hazard. So while you're doing this activity, what we're going to focus on is your child's motor skills. So we're going to focus on, yes, how they play with the toys, but also we're going to focus on how they're moving and the different types of exploration that they do while they're playing with the toy. So if they're stooped down and they're keeping their balance, kind of focus on that. See how when they squat down to pick up something, how they're keeping their balance, or if they're taking the toy and they're running with it. Notice how their body is moving while they're making these big grand movements. So motor skills, as your child gets better at walking, he will like to push and pull things. Your child will carry more than one object at a time. So these are some of the things that your child should be doing in this toddler stage, is understanding how to push and pull, maybe walking forward and backwards, or understanding how when they're picking up something, if they're going to pick up multiple objects, maybe watch how they try to arrange things in order for them to be able to multitask, taking multiple objects to a certain destination. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take the rope and you're going to attach it to the box like a wagon. So here my box actually has like a little hole right here. So what I would do is take it and tie the string down and secure it like with a double knot, and then put it back in. And then that's how I would do for me. So, but for you, you can take it and tape it down and make sure that it's secured. So that when they're pulling it, if they pull, they can make sure that they're able to pull it, so that the string won't come off. So now you have your wagon, and your child can pull and push this toy. So observe your child as they're doing this activity. Are they going to walk forward or backwards? Things like that. Then suggest a new way for your child to play. Maybe your child can load the box up with different items. So here I have different little stuffed animals, and then maybe you can make it like a little game to be like, oh, we're going to take our animals on a train ride, choo-choo. And then you can have your child pull the toys across the room or push it. See how they're going to use this toy. So we're going to talk about walking and large motor skills. Then you can make, another way you can do it is to make it like a musical toy. So maybe you can attach a bell or something that can ring. So when they're pulling the string, you can attach it on the string, and so when they're pulling the string, the bell rings. So that's another way that you can get them to explore. But remember, if you're going to be using a bell, that you should make sure that it's not like a choking hazard. I know it's kind of hard to find like a big bell. So if you're going to use the bell, make sure that you're observing your child while they're doing it, because if they're able to get that bell off, it could become a choking hazard, because we know our young ones like to put everything in their mouth. So another thing that you can do is to pull a string through a paper towel tube. Then you can take the string inside the tube. Then tape the string to the can. So you can take. So now that you have the toilet paper tube or the paper towel tube taped to the can, then you can show your child how to pull the tube and the can, so the can can move, and then observe how your child likes to play with that. So this is just some different ways that you can do the activity. Just either start off with them just exploring with the pull toy, then move on to loading it with different objects, and then you can also move on to making it like a musical toy, or adding the toilet paper tubes for them to be able to pull on the toilet paper tube in the can. So another objective that you're going to have, developmental objective that we're going to notice is the cognitive. So your child is using a tool like a rope as a pull toy. So these are some things that they're understanding, the cognitive of how to make things move. Their actions are making things move. Okay. So as you're doing this activity, your parenting behavior that you're going to focus on is supporting learning. This is a simple way to create a toy that can build your child's motor skills. And while you're making this toy and things like that, you're supporting your child's learning and exploring by making this simple homemade toy. So on the back of the form, remember there's always these questions that you're going to focus on while you're doing the activity, what things that you noticed about yourself, and also what you noticed about your child. So while you're doing this activity, not just doing it because you're doing it, but you're going to focus on what you noticed about you as a parent. How did the parenting behavior was supporting learning? How did you support your child learning while you're doing this? And then we're talking about the developmental focus was the motor skills. So what did you notice about your child's motor skills? And like I was saying, how they run, could they run? Did they jump? Did they, motor skills is also with like bending down, squatting down, their balance. How did they do that? So just kind of observe your child and the things that they're doing as far as motor skills. So to extend this activity, you can make the toy more as complex or as simple as you want. To practice fine motor skills, your child can color the box and decorate it with stickers. That's one way that you can practice fine motor skills, with the crayons and the stickers. And then you can cover the box with contact paper. What other times can your child push or pull? Your child would give a stuffed animal a ride on a towel or a blanket. So this is another way for your child to be able to push or pull something. Maybe putting them a stuffed animal on a blanket and having them pull it around the room. Or since we're talking about bugs, maybe you can extend this activity and take it outside and take your pull box on an adventure. Remember I was saying you can kind of see what type of bugs you can find outside. Maybe you can use that same toilet paper tube and make it to binoculars, and then you can go outside and go on a scavenger hunt for bugs. So there are so many different ways and things you can do in order to extend this activity so that your child can have that constant learning and that developmental development that goes on. Okay, so that's all for our activity for this week. Remember to when you talk back to your home visitor, you're going to do this activity together. Also, if you have any pictures or videos of your child doing this activity, please send it to your home visitor, or you can also use the Gold app in order to upload these pictures to your child's home visitor, so they'll be able to use this in their documentation. Okay, so our Develop Center Parenting is entitled Praise. So what is praise? It's a seemingly simple idea of praise has joined the long list of parenting concerns where the conflicting advice can lead to confusion. Some parents believe that it is important to praise a child in order to encourage them, while others worry that if they overpraise the children, they become spoiled. What is a parent to do? So what are your feelings about praising your child? Okay, so we're gonna the basic principles of effective praise is the practice of encouraging children by focusing on their efforts rather than the outcomes, in order to build self-confidence, and feelings of self-worth. Praise helps children understand that their efforts are appreciated, not just their accomplishments. So what that is saying is, it's kind of like the process and not the end result. So we're talking about the process, looking at your child and them understanding the effort that they're putting in. Yes, you might want your child to color. Say if they're coloring, you want them to color. The goal is to get them to color in the lines. But if you notice your child might be coloring on the page, but then they also might be doodling or drawing, and you see them draw a happy face on the page, you're like, oh my goodness, good job. I really like your happy face. No, your goal was for them to color inside the lines. But in the process of them coloring on the paper, they did something else. So you're kind of like, it's not about the end results, but the process of them getting, and you noticing the different steps that they're taking in order to get there. Okay, so when praising a child, it is important to be aware of the child's developmental level. So it's important. So you have like your infants, your toddlers, and your preschoolers. So in this group, we're talking about toddlers. So praise that encourages exploration is most helpful to toddlers. Research tells us that the three-year-old children are more likely to tackle challenges and to persist at a task when their mother has praised them and encouraged their independence at the age of 2. So it's just saying that it's been researched that when you offer your child praise starting at a young, early age, they're more likely to be able to focus on a task and really persist and be able to accomplish something as they get older. So why praise matter? Praise matter because it focuses your child's and strength in order to build self-confidence and feelings of worth. What parents can do. So these are some things that you can do. So let's see. Let's talk about effective praise. What to do. Praise, efforts, and practice. So that's something you can do. Then you can give praise as soon as possible. So when you see it, make sure that you mention, oh, I like the way you're sitting there. I asked you to sit down for me, and I appreciate you sitting there when I asked you to. So if you ask your child to sit down and you see that they're doing what you asked them to do, it's nothing wrong with you saying, I really appreciate you doing what I asked you to do. Or be genuine. So it's different when a child really knows, like if they're coming to show you something like, oh, okay, good job. But when you actually pay attention and focus and you show them, oh, wow, I really like your picture. Look, is that a happy face? Showing that you're genuine and you really are focused on what the efforts that they made in order to do something. Use feedback that connects to your feelings. And another thing you can do is to have realistic expectations. So that also goes back to understanding your child's developmental stage and being able to know what to expect a young toddler to do. Okay, so that's it for our Develops into Parenting, and now we're going to go on to our family well-being. And our family well-being is entitled Active Play, Healthy Habits Start Early. So for this, it's talking about good active habits begin early in a child's life, as early as infancy. You can help your child grow as lifelong healthy play habits. Your child learns from you. So while you're helping your child be active, try some activities too. So your child is going to learn from the things that you do. So it's important for you. If you want your child to be healthy and active, then it's important for you to be healthy and active. So we're going to focus on toddlers. So very active toddlers need physical activity. So keep them moving by dancing, jumping, walking together, maybe going to the park, things in your house. Maybe you can have like a little dance party. So it's important, and as far as especially the young toddlers, because they have so much energy, to keep them active. So you would want to limit screen time to 2 hours or less a day. That's really important, that you try to be cautious of how much screen time that you're offering your child. So children who have lots of active play time outside and indoors are more likely to stay healthy and active as they grow. So it's kind of like we set the foundation for our children now. So the things that you do with them now, it's important it will carry over to them as they go older. So for yourself and for your family, when you spend time being active, your child learns healthy habits from you. Set play times, meal times, bedtime routines to make daily life easier to handle. So that is very important. So when you do have a routine, it does make your life easier to handle. Sometimes we can't always stick to that rigid routine, but when a child knows what to expect during the day and the routine is set for that child, I promise you it'll be easier. And if you haven't started a routine, having a schedule, understanding like, okay, so your child knows in the morning I'm gonna have breakfast, around then we're gonna do a little bit of playing, then we're gonna have a little bit of screen time, then I'm gonna have lunch, then I know I'm going to take a nap, then I'm gonna get up, we're gonna do a little bit of more playing, then maybe we'll go get my brothers and sisters from school, and then I know we're gonna come home, they're gonna do homework, mommy's gonna cook, I'm going to play a little more, then I go to bed. If that child has that same routine, then they're going to be able to, it's going to be easier for them to be able to handle, know what to expect during the day. So they'll be able to kind of follow that routine on their own. So also what you can do is talk to your child, pediatrician, early care, and education staff and other parents to get ideas on making playtime active and fun. So maybe you could talk to some of your friends if you do have some like you need some ideas of what you can do at home with your young toddler to kind of keep them busy and active. Talk to your home visitors, see if they have any ideas for you. Maybe talk to your pediatrician or just some other mom friends to see what do they do and how do they handle their child, their physical needs and their activity that they need to offer for their children. So that is it for our activities for this week. I want to thank you for spending this time with me, watching this video. I also want to announce that this week we're going to have our Daddy and Me Literacy Night. So if you've signed up for that, make sure you get with your home visitor so that you can get your materials. The sign up was up last week. We've already prepared the bags, so everything is there to be delivered to you. Also, if you our parent meeting is this Friday from 9 starting at 9 o'clock in the morning. The Zoom invitation has been given out. Talk to your home visitor. It's very important that you come to our parent meeting so you can know what's going on. There might be some information that you might need for your family. We do have sometimes special speakers coming in. I know we've had people come in talking about ESL classes, so that might have been something you might have wanted to do, but you might have missed it. And also, remember, spring break is going to start on March 15th, and there'll be no virtual visits for that week. I believe that's all the announcements. Oh, I do have another announcement. We are starting to recruit for our 2021-2022 school year. So if you have any friends or family that might be interested in the home-based program, please tell them all about it, and we will be doing applications coming up in the next few weeks. So kind of spread the word, let your friends know, your family know. If you have anyone that stays in the area by you that you feel can benefit from this home-based program, spread the word, kind of help us get it out there so that they can have the same educational foundation that you're getting for your child. Thank you and have a wonderful week.